Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Recast this whole show or cancel it. This may be the ending of the Real Housewives of Orange County and others, possibly, maybe. Production, you gotta clock in and stop letting the cast mates produce. Okay. And this storyline about bloggers, the internet, trolling, catching texts, blogs, posts, DMs, this has got to end because all of these cities in this franchise are starting to do the same thing. Beverly Hills did the blogger storyline. Atlanta, and whoever else. I'm not getting into that. This episode was disturbing. This was no way to end a season. This was a horrible way to end the season. This was a finale. I thought they would come home from Amsterdam, that old boring trip to Amsterdam, and have a party. Maybe gin, maybe another bridal shower. Who else should have been up for a party? I don't know. But to end it like this, throw it in the trash. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now, let's talk about this episode. Child, The Real Housewives season. Sorry, I am so upset. This episode upset me, child. Because today is Friday night. You know, I recap right after I watch it on Thursday, but I was too tired. And I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do with the rest of this season for the reunion. So, Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, episode 17, A Source of Discontent. Besties, I am not going to recap the reunion. I'm done. I'm done. This season as a whole, good funny moments, entertaining in parts. Some you liked, some you didn't, but as a whole, it was throw it in the trash. Last season was trash, and the best advice I can have for this franchise moving forward: take your time with season 20. Take your time. Because you see, Atlanta didn't do good with their season 20. No, sorry, never mind. That was season 16. Their sweet 16. Take your time with 20. This is the longest running franchise. They started this. And child, let's get into it, y'all. This is going to be a different type of recap. But I do encourage you, forget it. How would you rate this week's episode? Thumbs down for me. Drop down in the comments and you let me know what you thought about this week's episode. Please like my video. You guys are viewing, but you're not pressing the like. But I appreciate the views too. But can you like the video? I'm your bestie. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on so that way you know each and every time I post my content. Okay, so as I was beginning to write my recap, I'm going to write down what I started to write, and I'll tell you what I was going through when I stopped. This is what I have from last night. Gretchen is mentally exhausted. Did you know she had called Slade? Luke is crashing out, and Emily is stressed. Back in Amsterdam, Shannon now is doing mushrooms with Heather and Gina. They are headed to an indoor maze, and the others are going to a skyscraper swing. And I stopped right here. I just stopped. I was tired. It took me an hour and a half to get home after work. So when I got home from that, I was exhausted. So I went ahead and watched the episode because then right then and there, I said, I can't write anything else. I've been working all day. I got to get myself together for work today, the next day, which was today, Friday. And I just couldn't give y'all that last night. Then I watched it and I was just so upset. But let's get into why I was just so upset. Okay, so Tamra needs to be fired again. Okay. She has been fired before because she's done the same thing that Katie has done. And honey, Katie been missing since what, episode 3 or 4? So Tamra needs to be fired as well. Emily, in my opinion, needs to leave too. And of course, she's messy. She's been stirring the pot and all that, but her son needs her. You're not going to get these times back in this time for him. He's 9 and you're away and you're doing this show and you got these cameras in his face. This could be bad for him. You're trying to work hard and with Shane and you're trying to do the thing and do this show. You don't need the show, I don't think. You need to put your family first. Okay. Gina, I like Gina for the show, but honey, Tamara used her like a little puppet. Gina, do your research, excuse me, do your research first before you start to spray people with information you don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Because you did exactly what Tamrat Grudge wanted you to do. And then you question Tamara's intent later because things started, maybe she probably, I don't know, because she can, exactly. Tamara is ruining Orange County for me. She's ruining it. She's vile. She's vicious. She's manipulative. She's a narcissist. She's evil, like Shannon said. She is. So Katie, I will have to watch the reunion first to see what she has to say and what anything else comes to surface. But if she could probably come back, but Tamara needs to go. It's time to recast this show. Most housewives, they only need to be on here 3 seasons because quiet as it's kept, Shannon can go too. She's not bringing nothing. And I kind of liked Heather this season. And these housewives, they're starting to give mean girl energy, like they're fighting each other to stay on the show. They're fighting and spraying each other with this blogger storyline so that they can kick people off the show. Hi, Katie, and maybe demand more money, and it's just weird. So in this episode, I'll just go and tell you what happened, and we can get to the get down because I ain't trying to hold you too long. And then I gotta then I gotta talk about the reunion looks. So pretty much in this episode, what was the highlights? So there's this issue that they were talking about Shannon and how she was on the bus with her Spanx and she had raised her dress up and she was telling them how it smooths her back and moves this and smooth that and smooth that. And then Emily says, Emily, out of everybody, Emily is fat shaming Shannon, I guess, in a playful way. But baby, you still said it. She said, oh, them Spanx ain't doing that because they were asking. She said, no, them Spanx don't do nothing but redistribute your fats somewhere else. It's like when you take the Spanx off, you're going to be like a busted can of biscuits. And ain't no man going to want her like that when they see all that. And I'm like, this is Emily saying this, who dragged out the whole last season about those jeans that Heather wanted her to wear for that fashion show. You're talking about somebody else's fat when you have your own, and you went through all this. We had to go down the rabbit hole with you about your fat. Girl, I know you lying. You can exit. Stage left. You and Tamra. So what I did enjoy, and I had to stop besties because when Heather, was talking about her father and went to go, spread his ashes. Today is Halloween, right? My dad passed on November 10th. about 20 something years ago. So I was tricked. I was really tricked, right? It was like I had to, I think I cried and oh, his unalived anniversary is coming up, but it's just like so much. So what I did like is that Emily went with Heather to go spread the ashes in the canal. They find the house. This is where her parents lived after retirement. And she hasn't been to this house in 23 years. And so, child, the owner of the house was coming out while they were standing there. And so, they meet him, and he was like, so Heather's like, oh, I haven't been here in 23 years. My parents used to live in unit number whatever. He said, oh, I'm in unit this. You want to see it? I'll let you in. And so Heather looked at production like, can we go in? They was like, sure. So she got to go in, and she was showing Emily the house, and it looked nice. They renovated, of course. And what was so funny is they showed side by, before and after shots. And so Heather's dad had green, like emerald green walls. And so the owner was like, yeah, green is toxic. It's a toxic color. It's not good. And I was like, okay. So she got to take some pictures, maybe some videos. She wanted to call her mom, but her mother didn't answer. So they go outside, thank the guy that they met, and Heather asked for some, alone time so that she can talk to her dad. And what I liked is that they both have a birthmark in the same place, her and her father. I think on the ear. And he had told her before, whenever, she wants to think of him, think of the birthmark. So that was touching. So she's sitting down at the canal. Emily gives her, 10 feet. So she talks to her dad and spreads the ashes. That was a good part. And this is what we want from Housewives. We want to see your life. Okay? Come on to the show. Show us your house, your cars, your family, your kids, what you do, your hobbies, your interests, what you're trying to work on, what you're trying to do. We want to go to the hair shop. We want to shop. We want to eat. Little gossip. But this blogger storyline is dark and it's ugly. And, it's not, we don't want it. We don't want it. It's too dark. And if I'll say this, and if Tamara comes back on the Housewives, I am not recapping Orange County next season. Okay, so we talked about Shannon's fat. Okay. Then Shannon, so the girls, this whole day, the girls went, a few of them broke, they break into groups now. All of the franchises are doing that. So some went to a maze, and it was funny because they had the Get High girls went. So we're talking about Heather, Gina, and then Shannon went. They take mushrooms, have a drink. Shannon's sitting there and she's hearing the old Real Housewives of Orange County theme music playing, and she is going into it. Everybody looking at her crazy. She notices. She was like, am I tripping? They're like, yes. The other girls went they went swinging on a skyscraper. It was Gina, not Gina. Child, maybe it was Gina. No, Gina was with them. It was Emily, Jen, Tamara, and Gretchen. And Tamara and Gretchen swung together because remember they was trying to be friends. But early in the show, they were talking before they got on this swing, and Tamara asked for a friendship contract similar to what Cynthia gave Nene in the past on Housewives of Atlanta. So Heather and some people, they went to go make a waffle before when Shannon and the other girls went on a bike ride, and that was funny. Shannon on that bike, she said the older she gets, her balance is just less, and she getting ready to fall, but the bike was too big, and that whole scene was hilarious. And then some of the girls went shopping, but they all met up for dinner for this horrible. Wait, did I go through? Okay. So they meet up for this horrible last dinner that Tamara set up. Okay. So, girl, I just ate some popcorn and I got a little kernel in between my teeth and I was trying to get it, but I'm sitting here like, I'm not even talking. Okay. So earlier in this episode, Tamara tells Gina that we are going to bring up her, Gretchen liking these horrific posts about the alphabet community, and they're very vile. And I've told y'all what the post said, and I'll remind you. And so they're gonna, confront Gretchen at the last dinner because this is the, season finale. So they get there, and so okay, let's get into it. So the I don't know if it was Twitter, Insta, whatever. So some posts, they were saying how trans people are PD files. They have to be because that's what makes them how they are. Okay. So Gretchen liked the post. From what I'm collecting, this post was, made like in 2023. So it's kind of weird to me that Tamara, she kept it in her back pocket for a year. We're talking about 2 years ago. Wasn't nobody thinking about Gretchen. She wasn't on nobody's radar. Wasn't nobody thinking about bringing her back on the show then. Why were you holding on to this information? Why are you following Gretchen? Why? So that's weird to me, right? It's weird that Tamara will hold on to this information for a year. So you're going to sit here and knowing how Heather is, because Heather has 2 kids in the alphabet community, and everybody else, supports them very well, a lot, Tamara's interaction, we don't know because she's made ugly statements about Slade being gay and calling him the F word because of his white flip-flops. Just she has said things. And child, it's crazy. So they confront Gretchen. You like the post. She looking like she's sitting there like, huh? And it just seems like Gretchen was blindsided. She don't know what y'all talking about. She trying to remember in her mind what post, what, huh? To me, she looked a little confused. That's what I thought. Because I would be like that too. I would be stunned and confused. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, huh? And why would Tamara want to hold on to this? Because she's so evil, just calculated and trying to produce this scene. And it's like, let the producers produce the scene. Stop with this trying to act and all this drama. And then the way Gretchen is accepting this information, she's hearing, I'm not saying accepted, she's hearing the information. I just took it as she was just processing what y'all saying. They didn't like her non-response. How you gonna tell somebody how to act? Just because you feel a certain way, people don't have to feel the way you feel. And people have a right to feel how they feel. Everybody does, And Heather, who are you? Okay, so you have done some fundraising. You support. Your kids are in the alphabet community. That's fine, but you don't get to. Why are your feelings just so hurt? Chalk it up. Everybody ain't gonna like everything. Chalk it up, And I just hate to where it just. I don't want to say too much. I just don't. I just don't want to say. But it's just like everybody don't like sushi. Everybody don't like oysters. But let's go back to the post. The person that made the post, maybe that was their experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like something that you saw or read, but maybe they made that because they're speaking from their trauma. Maybe that's their story. So Gretchen, her thing is, her whole thing was, that's not how I feel. That's not how I am. And you know that, Heather. You know that. You think I don't like your kids. You know that. And they're just like, you're gonna have to come better than that. But Tamara doesn't have to come better. Y'all not mad at Tamara for sitting on this information. Shannon clocked Tamara because Shannon ain't buying nothing Tamara is selling. Shannon was like, why did you sit on that? Like, why did you do that? That's just so weird. Like, you would just do that. Why did you do that? And so, yeah, so the post is vile. It may be, others' opinions, but Heather, you don't have to. She just went off. What was they saying on Salt Lake City? She just had a seizure about this. She called Terry. Gretchen's calling Slade. Slade is like, she tripping. Why is she calling you? Why they calling you that? And Tamara said I was an F for wearing flip-flops. And oh my goodness. So you know, uh, I just everybody says that Gretchen is a liar, and there might be some truth to that because she does hang around Slade. But I think we deserve to have another season of Gretchen because I don't remember Gretchen being from this season. She just her and Tamara they both holding grudges, and she's not neither one of them are letting it go. They really feel slighted because and Gretchen has a reason. She's lost business deals fooling with Tamara. Tamara's been hurtful to the Slade's family and his son, and Tamara has messed up with that mouth of hers. So oh my goodness, you guys, it was just I hated this episode. And I have one question. If Tamara was holding on to this information for a year, it seems like wouldn't the other ladies have found out about this? I mean, you don't have to know Gretchen to know she was on the show to know that her and Tamara funking and just how did you hold this information for a year and no one else knew, right? So then Gina said that she went to go look for the post to see, she went to the post and went to see Gretchen's like and didn't find it. And then they said she has liked other vile things that were said against the alphabet community. And it's just like, Gretchen is like lost. She is lost. They treated her so foul. They told her the way she felt wasn't good enough. She needed to be Tamara telling her, you need to be madder. You need to be more emotional. You need to be spazzing out like I do. You need to be running in the circle and getting mad and cussing and fussing. And she was just sitting there because she said, I didn't do it. So why would I be acting a fool off of something I didn't do? And then all of y'all ganged up on her. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is just awful. Everybody, Shannon, Jen, Heather, Gina, Emily, Tamara. This is exactly what Tamara wanted. Okay, am I done with all this? Because, you know, they telling her how to act. They get up and leave. She's trying to talk. Heather don't want to hear it. She gets up. They all get up. They get on the van to go back home to pack to leave. They tell Gretchen she can't get on the van. They were like, "Oh, you have another van coming." She crashes out because she's like, "I can't believe y'all doing this to me." She like, "Heather, I can't believe you think that I would be like that." She said, "I hang around people, yeah, gay, makeup, hair, stylists, they're gay." She even remembered that she had a transgender host her Tupperware party back in the day. Like, y'all just accusing people. How do you just get a screenshot off of Tamara's phone and run with it? Run with it. Why couldn't y'all have asked Gretchen, well, why don't you pull up the name of the page and go to it and do some searching? You probably can't. You probably would have been there for 2 days trying to go back to 2003. But the girl said she didn't do it. But people think that she did, honey. I don't know. I like Gretchen. I just don't like her hair. But she do have a way about herself, but I don't think she's as but I did say I liked her before Slade. I don't know if they just have this. Anyway, so let's get into when they get home. A week later, some anonymous person DM like Gina, Jen, Shannon. It was really Gina, and was telling them how Tamara was leaking all the things that would happen in the season. She was leaking them to bloggers on IG. And so he was comparing different moments in the show that did happen, like when Katie got kicked off the show. Other little things that were happening, and Tamara was leaking it, and they're trying to just figure. And the person's voice was anonymous. It was a man's voice, but we just don't know who they were. Some blogger, what we don't know. If Tamara was setting all this up, clearly she did. She should be fired. Just how Katie, I guess. Katie's not fired, but she just didn't get no showtime. And she's coming back for the reunion. Now, speaking of the reunion, like I said, guys, I don't know if I'm going to recap it because I just 17 episodes. This show is falling flat. I'm sick of the blogger issue. If it's gonna be a whole bunch of about blogging and stories and iHeartRadio and Teddy Mellencamp, I'm throwing in the towel only because I'm tired of the show. If I don't enjoy it, I'm not gonna recap it, okay? Because it takes time to get this stuff done. And also my busy season is coming up, and these Thursday nights are they're gonna hit me differently. Like last night, y'all, when I got home, it was over. It was a wrap, okay? And yeah, I'm only doing it because it's the last episode. And I kind of contemplated all day if I was gonna do it. So I'm giving it to you because I was very bothered by this episode. But don't look for the reunion. If I put it out, then I do. It'll be out of true boredom. And if I put it out, it'll be days after Thursday. And maybe I'll wait till the third reunion and put it all together in one. Probably not. I doubt it. But let's talk about these reunion looks real quick. It will be the thumbnail picture. Shannon has on a cute little red, look like a satin little cute little dress. She look ponytail is cute. I like the red heels. Look like she got something going on behind, maybe some, I don't know, ribbons or something. Shannon's look red. She looks good. She looks good. Heather, nope. Burgundy, long shorts, no sleeves, high split. Some little gold. No. Next. Katie. Yes. I'm just gonna say yes. Tamara. This could be cute, but you're so skinny. Why are you wearing ruching? You're too small. Ruching is for big girls. The pink is too Eastery. It's too bridesmaids looking to me. Next, Gretchen. Okay, little curtains and pink and lingerie. I like the hair, a little different. I like it. She look okay. Emily, red, draped, straight, skinny. I like the hair, but I don't like the dress. Jen, big chest, skinny, long dress, hair. No, the hair is wrong. Maybe if it was an updo, maybe something different, or just back. Uh, Wrong dress. Gina, okay, see through the legs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cute. Okay, so yes, Gina, Shannon, Katie. Yes. Gretchen. Yes. Those are my 4 picks. Okay, Bessie, that's it. That's all I got. And I ain't got no more. Sorry, but this episode rubbed me the wrong way. And I will check you out in the next recap. I'm gonna come back with the Braxtons. Oh, this was a lot. I just don't like the way they just ganged up on Gretchen and just left her out there and told her how to act, and how she was acting wasn't the way they wanted her. She needed to figure it out and do some more crying and running and hollering and screaming. And child, she done told you 500 times that that's not her. I mean, people don't react to stuff like that. Like, you accuse me of something, all that hollering and screaming, that's what Lisa does on Salt Lake City. But yeah, like I said, y'all, we need a shake up, a reboot, or a cancellation. Just how New Jersey taking this time. I don't know. We got to get rid of Tamara. Emily needs to go because she needs to go home with her kid. Shannon could, like I already said before, Shannon could take a break. You know what I'm saying? She ain't bringing nothing. But her quirkiness is cute. But Jen is stepping it up, so Jen is good. I want to try Gina without Emily, and like I would like to try Gretchen without Tamara, and bring back Heather. I enjoyed Heather, and maybe bring Vicky back. Is Joe coming back? Because she's been on a Gretchen state, and Joe needs to come, but they get along. But we want that, and then maybe a new person. I don't know, but besties, you drop down in the comment section, honey. You know what to do. Share, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll be back with another recap. The Braxtons. Bye, besties.